Hello guys, and welcome to another stream, and today I am with Anton Retro, and we are going to discuss the Nintendo Direct from yesterday, and I'll just go ahead and give my thoughts on it since I've waited a day, and my thoughts have kind of settled in, but that was amazing. That was definitely the best Direct since 2019. That was amazing.
That was really good.
At first,
It competes with like E3 2021.
yeah. I would actually say, in my opinion, that it was slightly better than E3 2021. Like, even though there were a ton of things there, I would say, just in my opinion, because of the series that they brought back, um, and like a lot of the other things, but just overall, like, I was like at yesterday, right after the direct, I was like, I was a little soured by the Mario Kart announcement, so it kind of like, even though I'll get into my thoughts on that later. Like, I have a pretty unpopular opinion on it. It's not bad, but I just have an unpopular opinion on it. So, but since they had so many new interesting games and series that they brought back, this has to be one of the best Nintendo Directs of all time. Like, I feel like there's something for everyone at this direct. But, so I think you're gonna, you have a list open. So let's get into the first, the first one is Fire Emblem, or the Fire Emblem, Warrior, Three Hopes. And that looked pretty good. Yeah.
Like the lore or anything. So, but yeah, like you played the Warrior. Obviously, I played also Hyrule Warriors. I mean, Age of Calamity.
Yeah, I played Age of Calamity.
To be honest, I didn't really get that far. Like I picked it up not too long ago, trying to get back into it, but I was just like, I don't know. It's like more of a chore to play the game, in my opinion. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it as much.
Yeah, the thing that I liked about Age of Calamity was how it expanded the story of Breath of the Wild, and I feel like that's what Three Hopes is doing. Because Three Hopes is kind of a sequel to both Three Houses and Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm not really into the Fire Emblem series, but I think it's pretty interesting that they're doing basically the Age of Calamity treatment with Fire Emblem Warriors. So
because I wasn't expecting something Fire Emblem, although I thought it'd be a new game.
yeah, I wonder how Fire Emblem fans feel about this. I wonder if they're disappointed that it's not a new game or excited that it's like something interesting, because I heard some people say that they were tired of Three Houses content, so I'm not sure.
And also, like, how does this tie into the story? Like, you know how Age of Calamity did that, like, you know, that thing with the story.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. But yeah, you know how like would that story be considered canon for Fire Emblem? What do you think? Like, I don't know anything about how the story is, but I know that like the story ends. It starts different. It ends very differently or something like that. So I don't know how something like this would even work. You know.
Also, while chat's coming in here, can you hear Anton? Okay, or me, or the game? Well, I guess the game doesn't really matter that much, but it's okay if you don't hear the game that much. That's not really the main point, but I just want to know if the audio's okay. But moving into the next thing, what's the next game you have on there?
Let's see, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
Okay, I'm really interested in that game. Like, I've never played an Advance Wars. I know there's a lot of games that I haven't played, but there is a lot of ones that I have played. But I am interested in getting that because I am getting thinking about getting Kirby for my birthday. So I'll just go ahead and get Advance Wars 2 because I think it looks good. Because like, I kind of like the style of it. It's kind of similar to Fire Emblem, but I feel like that style of that game kind of fits a little more to my interests.
Yeah, to me, I think it definitely looks more appealing than Fire Emblem, if I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that I'm worried is that the game, like, I haven't played or 1 or 2, so I don't really know, but like, will the game end up feeling too repetitive? I don't know. I'm gonna kind of wait for reviews for that one, I think. If it's like really good, everybody's like, you have to play this game, I'll play it. But I think I may hold off. I don't know. It still looks cool though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming out April 8th, so the date that we kind of knew, but you know.
Okay. So what's the next game you have on here?
There was No Man's Sky.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to talk about that for a minute. I feel like that was pretty unexpected. Like, and and you know the thing is, yeah, I'm not even really that interested in No Man's Sky, but I thought that actually looked pretty good for the Switch, like the graphically
Yeah, it's
and everything.
impressive, and it's not like a cloud thing or anything. So, that's pretty cool. I didn't expect
Yeah.
them to just drop the game and have it native. So but yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't really know too much about that game, but it's cool that it is running on Switch, and it's a Switch game that people can enjoy. So, well, why not? I guess. Next we have Mario Strikers Battle League.
Oh yeah, that is amazing. If you saw my reaction to that, wow. I did not expect to see Mario Strikers. I was hoping for it, and I speculated about it. It made sense, but it felt like Nintendo would never do it, because I feel like a lot of the time, Nintendo doesn't really like to bring back older series. But it looks really good. It doesn't really look generic like I was worried about. Like, I mean, sure, it does look, obviously, it looks a little different from the older games, but I feel like that's kind of due to like Mario games changing over time. But I thought it looked really good. It seems to have the polish that next level games usually do.
Yeah.
And it seems like it has a lot of the charm that Luigi's Mansion 3 had with a lot of the expressions that the characters had. And
The
just
animation was so good in the
yeah.
very impressive. So that's really cool, and I hope that there's enough content. But I mean, next level games to be able to do a pretty good job with content-wise. So
Yeah.
but that's also cool that like I guess they were acquired from Nintendo not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that their output is kind of increased, right? Because like I wouldn't think their next game would be anytime soon, considering like the gap from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Eggman 2 and then 3. There wasn't anything in between, right?
Yeah, and
something?
I don't think there was really much in between that, but
Was the Metroid Federation Force next level?
no, that was Retro. Was that Retro, I think? I'm not sure.
I think it was then. Let me see. Actually, I need to know what was. Yeah, Metro Prime Federation Force 2016. Yeah, I don't know how I remembered that, but okay. But yeah, they basically went 2013, 16 with 13 was Dark Moon, 16 was Federation Force, and then 2019 Dimension 3. So that's cool to see that their output is increasing, and who knows what might be also in development for them. Yeah, I guess let's move on to the next game, which is Splatoon 3. And
yeah,
I'm personally that excited for this game, and it just looks more of the same again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm excited about the game, and I do think the upgrades to Salmon Run look really cool, because Salmon Run, that's really fun.
Fun mode.
Yeah, but I feel like they should really be focusing on the differences that the game has to like the Splatoon 2 and everything. Like, I mean, obviously there is a lot of differences, but I feel like they should kind of advertise it more. I feel like...
Yeah, we don't even know that much about the game either. Like, what's it called? I feel like they've just given us glimpses of the game. Like, we don't know. Okay, what are some of the are there any new modes? Like, what are like the announcers, right? Like, who are they? Is it just Callie and Maria? Are they like the announcer? Like the new Yeah, it's like I don't know. It feels like they're kind of missing some information, and they don't have an exact date either. They just said summer. So, is the development going well for that game? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird. But, I mean, I like Splatoon 2, but to me, this game hasn't really impressed me to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, this is so cool,
Yeah, I'm still really excited. I'm still really excited about it, and I'm sure they've done a lot of things, but I just want to see more. I just want to, like, I kind of want to see more things about the game and everything.
A year later, and I mean, we do know quite a bit. We don't, like, I feel like we know more about some games that got announced at the Direct than we know about that one.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of my only issue with that. But yeah, seems pretty interesting. I just hope we see more, and we're probably gonna see more E3 for that, I think. So, Or we could get a Splatoon direct, which is very possible.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like that's very possible that we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a few games here, but I don't think other. Let's see. Fun mission first. I don't know.
I haven't heard of that.
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, another one that I really haven't heard of.
The Ezio Collection.
Yeah, I feel like that. I heard that game doesn't really look graphically very good.
Yeah.
Like,
Chrono Cross.
That's
cool.
yeah. Even though I'm personally not too interested in it, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I might play that because I liked Final Fantasy VII, so I think it may be a bit like that, you know. So I might try that.
Yeah.
Out. Heard a lot of good things about it. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Oh yeah, I thought. Yeah. But I think that's really cool, like the abilities like that. I feel like it kind of reminds me of Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's still pretty cool. Like, that game does look very ambitious.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for that one. You know, the more we see them, the better it looks. So, hopefully we do see more info about, well, actually, no, I guess we don't really need that much more info. I guess the game was just launched, right? So, I mean, yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
MLB The Show 22.
Oh, yeah. The gameplay just looks like I saw the gameplay and it just looks really, really bad even for the Switch.
Rough on the Switch, yeah.
It's just like I'm surprised they even advertised it that way. It just looks so bad. Like,
yeah, it seems a little red, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you know the interesting thing about this game is because it has like the PlayStation logo on it and everything. I felt like that was pretty weird. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that game. Wait, was there the 21 one? I think that came out last year, right? Something like that? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but I think that's like the first time this game is being like cross-platform and everything. Because I think it was originally a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, you know, more games to Switch, so you can't.
Yeah.
Klonoa. Now that's.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Personally, I'm not too into the series. I haven't played any of the games before, but I thought that was really cool that they're bringing it back. I knew that series hasn't had like any games in a long time, so I think that's really cool. That
I might get it, but like I'm not sure. I might get it on Switch. I might get it on PC. I'm not really sure. But it looks really cool. You know, they're like 2D platformers, so they seem pretty neat. So I might pick those and I think there was like a Wii remake, but they're like remaking it again. So that's pretty cool. And like it's cool to see Bandai Namco do stuff like that because you never know, they could do like Pac-Man World 1 and 2 or something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So I think that's cool. Plus like Klonoa hasn't had like anything in a very long time. So
Yeah.
that's neat. Yeah. Portal. That
I did not expect that, especially because Valve is making the Steam Deck.
Valve was like, yeah, guys, we're gonna put that game. Like,
Yeah, I feel like they're already. I'm not saying that the Steam Deck is bad or won't sell well, but I feel like they're kind of admitting defeat by just putting it on the Switch. Or like, oh, well, I guess the Steam Deck won't sell as well as the Switch, so we might as well just put our games on the Switch. Do you know what's interesting? Valve actually has a little bit of a history with Nintendo, because a while back they were actually planning on putting well, I mean a little bit of a history in a positive sense, but they were actually planning on putting or they were making an exclusive Half-Life tactical RPG on the Switch. So like back in 2017 they had like I think they had some kind of plan to do that, but it never went through. But I think it's pretty obscure, but they were actually planning on doing something like that. So I hope to see more Valve games on the Switch. Like I'm not sure if they would do like Team Fortress 2, but I do think they would do something like Half-Life 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's cool to see them support, because I think there was some other Portal game on the Switch, right? There was some Portal spin-off, right?
Yeah.
So, it's cool to see them actually bringing like the proper games there. That's neat. Let's also got Live Alive.
I haven't heard of that, but I heard that was a game. Oh, thank you, Date Clone, for donating $2. Mario Kart DLC is good. I don't care if they reused 48 tracks, $25. Do you want to go ahead and talk about that now? Because I have some.
Sure.
Yeah, honestly, the pricing is good,
Yeah,
but that's not.
I think it's pretty fair.
But that's not really the problem that I have with it. It's the thing is, I feel like they're kind of lazy by the tour tracks. Like, it really seems like, even though there were 2 that aren't in tour, they were data mined in tour. So it kind of feels like most of the, oh, my stream kind of lagged a little bit. I'm gonna talk once it kind of comes back on. Okay, now it's back. Okay. But I feel like the pricing is really good. But the thing is, I feel like it's just kind of lazy that they're reusing the tour tracks and everything. It's just like I think, okay, I do think it's good that they're preserving the tour content, because eventually tour is gonna shut down, and like that was one thing I was really concerned about. So I'm glad they're at least gonna have they're at least gonna conserve the tour tracks and everything. But I feel like it really isn't a good replacement for Mario Kart 9, especially because we've been playing the same game for almost a decade. And the thing is, even though we're getting a lot of new content, at its core, it has the same gameplay, the same boring roster, and I like Mario Kart 8. It's my second favorite Mario Kart game. Behind Wii, I just like Wii better because I like the gameplay better and the roster a little better. But
Sure.
just I just really wanted something fresh from the Mario Kart series, and this feels and it's like, I mean, it's good that we're getting more content in the game, but like, yeah, I really wish we could have gotten something like complete. I don't think it's bad. I think it's all right.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of that, you know that thing called CPR? It's like the expansion.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of that because of how much they're adding. Like, it feels, because, like, if you played the QPR, like, the random tracks, sometimes you get, like, people make remakes of, like, you know, older Mario Kart tracks. So it's actually really cool to see that Nintendo's kind of doing something but, like, official. So for that, I think it's cool.
You know, I would have been a little more excited about this DLC if they actually had characters. Because the thing about the roster in Mario Kart 8, it's not very good in my opinion. It's just like, other than the characters we have, there's just a bunch of clone characters, and there really isn't like I don't even care if it's not like any like Mario RPG characters. I don't even I don't even care if it's like if it's not like obscure Mario characters. I just want Pauline. I want Funky Kong. I want characters like that. I just like.
Yeah, it seems odd that they wouldn't dump all that stuff from Mario Kart Tour unless they're like, oh my goodness, it will devalue the characters in the game. But then again, they're adding the tracks which are basically like from the same game and would make it kind of pointless. So like, I don't know. I think I really hope as like extra, they'll do like characters, like every time there's a new wave, we'll get like 3 new characters for free.
Yeah, that right? Like I think it would. Yeah, I think they should do something like where, like with the DLC they have the tracks, but with like a free update they add like a new character or 2, and then maybe like some new carts and vehicle customizations.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, this is not a replacement for Mario Kart 9. Need I remind you the anniversary for the first Mario Kart is upcoming? You know, I kind of considered that. Like, it kind of does make sense that they would do something for Mario Kart on its anniversary. And I really hope... And, you know... And, yeah, and I really hope that beyond this cup, or these 2 cups, that they actually put a little more polish into the tracks and everything.
Yeah, I really hope that they don't feel like, oh, it's just Mario Kart Tour tracks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, visually, they don't look the best, but you know, at least like I'd say like you know the price is good, so at least they don't you know we don't expect that much. If they were like, you know if they were selling it for like double the price, you know I think that'd be a bit concerning. Yeah, you know what? It's pretty cool. But like at the same time, there are a lot of problems with it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'll be cool. Nice. It's nice to see more content, but like I think the problem is that it's just so late. I think
Yeah.
it happened, like a few years ago.
If it happened in like 2018 or 2019,
yeah,
it would.
actually,
Yeah.
I remember like a long time ago. I'm in I think it was like September 2018. I made like a video of predictions, right? And one of the predictions in the video was like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. And it's funny because you know that was such a long time ago, and we got DLC now. And it's funny because you know at the time we were like, oh, they'll do DLC. Then we're like, oh, they're probably not gonna do DLC because they're making a new game. And then they're like, hey guys, guess what? We're making DLC. So,
Yeah.
well, Nintendo does like the least of what we expect. So,
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and move on to the next topic?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were at Live Alive, which yeah. That's
Yeah.
a game done by Square Enix that's published by Nintendo.
You know, I kind of noticed that Square Enix is doing a lot. Like I feel like they've been doing like a lot, especially on the Switch.
Like that game right now is exclusive to Switch.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, and maybe Nintendo helped fund that. Maybe you never know. Maybe that's why they're publishing it. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's an RPG that was only released in Japan, and now it's being like localized.
Kind of like another one that we haven't gotten yet. So, which I'll segue into. I know it's probably not up on the list next, but let's go. I want to talk about Earthbound now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm so glad that this game is finally on the Switch. I've been waiting so long for Earthbound.
Yeah.
I am kind of disappointed that Mother 3 hasn't happened yet, but it kind of seems unrealistic. It kind of seems like something that...
You know what? I could see, like, the only way I can see that game getting, like, actually, you know, released is if they do, like, a ground-up remake, or they change some things
Yeah.
localization, because that's probably the reason they haven't done it yet, you know? So I'm thinking that if they do a remake and they change those aspects, it'd be okay, you know? So, but we'll see. But I mean, at least these games are finally on Switch. Like, what took them this long?
Yeah, they really should have had it at launch.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, you know how they used to do those separate things? Where they're like, oh yeah, guys, like, here the next game. This game was never on it. Never. So I don't know what took them so long. Maybe they were like, oh, let's finally give it to them. Maybe they were saving it. Like, but this is the last stuff to be released on that thing anyways. Because, like, after 6 months, this is what we get. Like, I don't know. I find it kind of weird. Do they not have any more games? Because the SNES and NES are a lot bigger than just the amount of games that they have. So, I don't know. I find it a bit weird. But, you know, about time. This is a game that should have been on there a long time ago.
It should have been... honestly... I feel like it should have been on there at like the launch of the SNES library because in my opinion, it's the best SNES game. It's amazing. It has a great story. The gameplay is really good. And I don't know why it took them so long, but I mean, I'm kind of glad that it's on here now, and I'm really glad that more people will get to experience these games.
These games were like stuck on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Especially beginnings, you know, that one was like just on there.
Because I feel like one thing that I feel like with Earthbound, I feel like Earthbound has always been always has really had an unfortunate history with its re-releases. Like it was on the Wii U when it was re-released for the first time, or actually, well, the first time in North America because they re-released it on the Game Boy Advance in Japan. But I'm glad they, yeah.
It's been always like. There's like certain series that always get that kind of like they don't get the love that they deserve. Like there's a Pikmin, you know, that was never on a successful system as much. I mean, like they know it's on GameCube and also Wii, but it was at such the end of the Wii that it didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Franchises like Xenoblade Chronicles, we'll get to at a point. which that also, it didn't get the love that it deserved until like the Switch and stuff. So, but yeah, it's really cool to see Nintendo like take these franchises, and give them new life on the Switch. But I guess let's get to what's it called? Nintendo Switch Sport.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That broke me. Okay, that broke me.
Okay. Honestly, I actually have some, like a couple different opinions on it. I'm kind of glad that they're bringing back like the Wii series and everything.
That's why I freaked out in the thing. I was like, reaction. I freaked out because I've always had the idea they could do it, but to me it was like something that would not happen because I was like, Nintendo would never go back to that because that was a Wii thing, that it will just stay on the Wii forever. And that's what my kind of thinking was. I was like, if they ever do it, it's gonna be like something. It's gonna be like Ring Fit Adventure, like its own brand.
Yeah.
I kind of has elements of that, but
I kind of have an unpopular opinion about that one too. But those new avatars, I know they kind of look jarring, but I actually don't think.
Ninjala.
Yeah, I actually don't think they look that bad. Like they're obviously not as good as the Mii's.
It's just gonna be getting used to. I think that's what. It's like seeing them for the first time, everybody's gonna hate them, and then watching like everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, these are the best characters.
And the thing is, at least Mii's are optional.
Yeah, that's good because if you go online, then people will just play as Mii's.
Yeah, I'm only gonna play as Mii's, so.
Yeah, so that's good. I think to me, I don't mind that they went with a new character because I guess they want Mii's to be optional because one aspect of the Switch is that there's no like account system. I mean, they don't want everyone to have like a Mii in the system because remember in Wii Sports you had the guest Mii's, right? People had to play as, right? So I guess they're probably like, if people don't have a Mii, they can just use that, especially since the Switch is a handheld. And I wonder, how are the games going to work on handheld, or are they just not going to work on handheld?
Well, they'll probably have, I feel like they might have, like, optional control options.
Let me check the eShop, because the game is on the eShop. And usually it tells you, like, what... It tells you usually what, like, the control options are.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's restricted to only the Joy-Con? I'm not really sure, because, like, Super Mario Party did that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not totally out of the question, but it's also coming in a physical copy as well. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like, it has a box.
Oh, okay, I actually didn't see that.
So it's coming with the leg strap
from
Ring Fit Adventure. So I'll send it here.
Yeah, I'm actually, even though it's kind of weird, I am excited about it because they are bringing back, like, the whole Wii thing, and I kind of feel nostalgic for that.
Yeah, same. I mean, to me, like, Wii Sports Resort, one of my favorite games, and, they could always do Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. They could do 100%, To me, that's what I'm more excited about, like, that this franchise has like new life and they haven't abandoned it because they can take this if it sells well and make Nintendo Switch Sports and then they can set it on Moo Island again if they want, hopefully. I mean, I really let's see. Oh yeah, it does not support handheld. It only supports top and dock.
Okay.
So it's basically the same as Super Mario Party.
Okay. Well, I mean, like even the yeah, I think it's fair because at least you could still use tabletop mode if you're on the go and everything.
Yeah,
so
these games are intended to be played in that way anyways, so
yeah.
That's fine. I don't really
that's kind of understandable.
I don't really mind that. But yeah, like the graphics do look nice though. And it'd be fun to play those games online. Like that's what I've always wanted because I know they did do Wii Sports Club on the Wii U, right?
Yeah,
like,
that was weird.
The original Wii Sports, right?
Yeah.
And it just it was in HD, but apparently people were saying it was worse. Because
yeah,
I
think it was worse because they had the the aspect. I think it was like some kind of weird DLC thing that they did.
Or there was some. I think they did a renting thing as well, right? Where it's like you can
Yeah.
rent games, which is stupid because everyone has Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna rent?
And I'm pretty. And you know the thing is, I'm pretty sure most people who got the Wii U already had a Wii. So.
Yeah, like honestly, that is such a stupid idea. They're like, yeah, guys, we're gonna rent these games. It's like, I don't know.
Okay. Also.
Go to the thrift store
Also.
and buy a copy.
Also, I just wanted to say, sorry if you're offended that I'm using save states in Earthbound. This game is just old, and it's kind of like I just feel like,
you know
yeah,
I'm using it too.
I feel like it's kind of fair to use them in the. No, I didn't use them in Paper Mario because, like, I'm good.
Pretty good for
I-
that. Like, you know, with that you don't have to use save states unless you know the issue that we don't speak about. But but yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the topic of Nintendo Switch Sports. I'm excited, but it's just like I just kind of feel weird about it. Like it's just weird. Like I feel like the thing is, it's actually not being sold for $60. Like I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same price as like Clubhouse Games.
Yeah.
So that is good. That I'm glad that it isn't full price because I feel like it wouldn't sell very well.
Yeah.
Kind of price point, but like this is definitely better than Once and Switch. Like I mean, Once and Switch is more expensive
Yeah.
anyways. So you know, it's pretty cool. The one thing I don't like, this is my biggest gripe, they're adding golf later.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about it. Yeah.
The biggest issue. Why is that not in the game at launch? That is concerning. I guess this is the kind of conspiracy thing. I think it's like, do you notice they put badminton and tennis are basically the same, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably just reusing the code for both of those. That way, then and my idea is like maybe what they did, right, is that they were like, oh yeah, guys, we need 6 sports, right? Even though technically the original Wii Sports has 5 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I mean it was free. But I guess that's the thing. They're reusing code for badminton, right? So it's like they're the same games, and then maybe they're like, oh, we can't get golf at launch, so we'll put it in later. They're treating it as extra, but
Yeah.
something's going on with that. I don't really care too much as long as it, you know, as long as golf is good, you know. But I don't know. It is annoying, and I'm not gonna like say that it's, you know, I'm kind of against that entire practice, you know.
Yeah.
It only works with games are complete and they add more after to like supplement or and, you know, keep people coming back to the game. But like the game has to be complete. So I guess my only worry for this game is that it needs to feel complete. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's a demo thing.
Yeah,
You can do a stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. It will, unless I'm like doing something, but I'm probably gonna do a stream.
Yeah, I'll hop on and play some bowling.
Yeah, the thing is, I did see that there were like variations of the different games, like there were different ways of playing them, which does seem promising.
Like, it's enough content, you know. I feel like that's the thing. The original Wii Sports was very. I mean, it doesn't have that much stuff, but then again, it is like a free kind of game. But this has to have a little bit more than that, you know.
Yeah.
And there's like, if you've seen like the town thing, right? There's like the town, or like the. Like, I think it's called, Sopo Square or something like that. I'm not really sure what it's called. But whatever the place is, there's actually, like, different, you can see all the different, like, courts for things. So I wonder if there's, like, multiple modes. Because if you remember in Wii Sports Resort, there are, like, different modes. Like, you have sword play, but then you have, like, the one where you have to cut the fruit, you know, in the vegetables.
Oh, I just wanted to say something for a second. I'm on the boss in Earthbound, and they have the meme music. Do you know that one music from that one song? Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep dying. I'm not very good at this game.
On the Wii U, I've gotten through like a decent portion of the game. I haven't beat it, but I think I'm probably about like 15 hours in on the Wii U one, but maybe even more than that, maybe even 20. But
yeah. But yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports is pretty cool, you know. And
Yeah.
it's pretty soon too, which I mean, I would have preferred if it came out in fall and had golf included. But you know what? It's coming out soon. I'm pretty excited, and it's cool to kind of collect like that nice box, you know.
Yeah.
This was the casual game that everyone was talking about, right?
Yeah. And you know, I'm so glad that it's not a sequel to 1-2 Switch like everyone was thinking it was.
You know what? I was like, when you say casual game, I was like, okay, you know, maybe this would be like the ideal casual game, and then it happened, and I was like, no way. Like, I thought it would be some like Labo kind of game builder garage thingy, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they kind of went with something a bit more, like a lot more mainstream, because like this is something, you know, people will recognize. You know, especially I'm so glad they kept like the sports logo the same, like the font is the same.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, and it's like I compared it with the actual Wii Sports, like the box art, and it's identical. Like there are slight changes, but pretty much like it's the same thing. Like I guess only slight changes being like some of the letters are a bit bolder.
Yeah. Like, they're
logo.
definitely marketing this as a sequel to Wii Sports. And I feel like...
On the website, like, they say Wii Sports successor, like, you know, they know what they're doing with the marketing for that, so, that is pretty
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I guess let's move on, because I can talk about that all day, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited, though. Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in that game. I know, like, some people are, but, like, yeah.
Live Alive looks more interesting, in my opinion. You know, I know people are excited, and it looks kind of interesting, but not my personal thing.
Yeah.
So, like, strategy games, I'm not the biggest fan of, so I don't know. It does look nice, though. I like the visuals. So, next we have Cuphead and the Legends Last Course. I mean, that was announced at the Game Awards, so, but obviously,
yeah.
Switch, Cuphead's on there. Metroid Dread DLC. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we did talk about that, right, in the prediction?
Yeah, even though it's not full DLC, I do like that they're actually supporting the game and actually doing something.
Yeah, you know, honestly, they don't need a new thing for it. Like, I know in the prediction I was like, oh my goodness, but if they did, like, an extra story, but I guess they don't need that, you know? I think they should just put those resources into a new game. So, you know,
yeah.
It's pretty cool, and I'm glad that they are adding some modes for people who really love the game and, you know, want to play. And I have to beat it at some point soon, so maybe when the update arrives, I'll go ahead and do that. But some of the bosses are really challenging.
You know, I think I'll just grind a little bit in Earthbound. I forgot. Yeah, I think I might be a couple levels away from PSI Rockin', so...
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we already touched on Earthbound. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition DLC.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Wait, is there any, what other things haven't we announced? Or talked about, or other announcements. Oh, Xenoblade! Xenoblade
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, that's my favorite announcement of the entire thing. I've watched that
Yeah.
trailer so many times.
Okay, I would say that, like, that wasn't my favorite announcement, but I do like Xenoblade, and I just feel like that Mario Strikers trailer really, really kind of, yeah, because I was kind of worried, like, before I get into Xenoblade 3, I just wanted to say, I was a little worried that there wouldn't be, like, a new Mario game this year. Like, or, well, on the Direct, like...
do a Mario game, but, like, we didn't really know what they were
yeah.
gonna do. But, like, I mean, this year is stacked with a lot of stuff. And that's one thing I want to take away, that, a lot of people were complaining, right, about the Direct not being very good. And I mean, you know, maybe one announced at the end could have been nice, Zelda. But I think there's so many games to look forward to this year that by the time we get to E3, where they announce even more for the second half, it's going to be absolutely insane. So this first half is really good, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say yeah. People were just kind of hoping for that like final announcement after Xenoblade. You know, I love Xenoblade 3, but you know, maybe if they did a Zelda one after, that would be nice. They might be saving that for E3. So
yeah, I feel like they. You know. Yeah, that was a really good Direct. And another thing about Zelda, I still feel like it's coming out this year, because it could be like a November release. Like,
Yeah, if you notice, there's nothing taking up that spot because Xenoblade's September.
Yeah.
So,
And I do feel like there's probably going to be another Mario game that releases this year. Because it kind of, other than Mario plus Rabbids and Mario Strikers, I feel like there's going to be something else. I'm not sure if it's going to be Odyssey 2. Odyssey 2 might be next year.
Too big. I think that they
Yeah.
had that. They'd announced it at the Nintendo Direct in February. You know, I think if they had it, they would have announced it. I think we could get something smaller, but we already have Mario Party, so it's not that. Right?
You know, it actually might be Mario and Luigi. Like, even though it's been, like, even though...
That's a good one.
I'm thinking, because, you know, like, when you think about it, people are saying Nintendo will never bring that back. But when we saw, like, all of these announcements during the Direct...
Nintendo Switch Sports is something I
Yeah,
thought I would see.
yeah, people, like, in Mario Strikers, people thought that would never happen. People thought all of these announcements would actually never happen.
I'd say, to me, the sports one, that's when I was like to me, I could see a Mario Striker game happen. In my opinion, I think that was something that I could, like, kind of see happen. But to me, Nintendo Switch Sports is just something I would never expect to actually happen. You know, the concept of that is so crazy. You know, basically, these are my two games that I wanted to see on Switch. I wanted to see Wii Sports Resort HD or the 1000-Year Door HD.
Okay. don't even get me into that rabbit hole with that, because I can go on a whole I can with that, with the 1000-Year Door remastered, I can go on I can have a whole separate stream discussing that, because that's like the one HD port that I want on the Switch. Like, I don't even care if it's $60. I would just get it. That would be like... Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not...
My top two.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I think that pretty much counts as something, you know? So, that's why I was really happy to see it. But Xenoblade 3, though, I'm very, very... That's, like, my most anticipated game for this year. You know, like, now I'm like, I need that game. And I'm so glad I finished all...
Oh, yeah, I did get PSI rockin'. Okay.
So, I finished every single game. Well, actually, I didn't finish Torna, but I finished Xenoblade 2, not too long ago. So, I think it was during the summer I finished it, but, I finished, like, I know both games, so for me, seeing this trailer, like, there's so much that I'm like, oh, what's happening? Like, I think, basically, without going into spoiler stuff, right, both worlds are, like, collided, or, like, they're taking elements from Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 and fusing them together. And apparently, the two nations are at war, which are the characters from Xenoblade 1 and the characters from Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, and, like, the art style, I'm glad that they're taking from Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Like, that
Oh, yeah, I really like that art style.
Because I'm not the games were great, Xenoblade 2, but, like, you know, they were great games, Xenoblade and Torna, but I'm not a big fan of the art style and, like, characters design of 2 specifically. Torna was a little bit better with its character design, but, like, to me, Definitive Edition did the character designs perfectly, and I'm so glad that they're just going with that style, because that's what the games need to look like. And I think that's a big problem, is that a lot of people kind of get turned away from the style of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right? So they're going something a bit more mainstream, and it looks more like fantasy, you know? It looks more like a fantasy style, and I'm really happy that they're going with something like that instead. There's a lot of characters in there that I'm like, who is this, or like, what's going on?
And you know that? Have you seen the design of the protagonist? Have you seen?
I've seen all the renders.
That is really cool. I really like that design. I actually,
party members now.
yeah,
I know about them all.
I wasn't really the biggest fan of Xenoblade 2's character designs, but I did like ones. And I do in this game, and I feel like with Xenoblade 3's, I think they look really good. I really like the design of them.
They look really good. In fact, I go even further to say that they look better than even the Xenoblade 1 characters.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say I would say the protagonist looks better than Shulk. Honestly, I would.
Like honestly, this game, it looks really good. I like that to me. Right now I'm more excited than that Breath of the Wild. I mean, we technically now probably know even more about Xenoblade because I read the interview and he gave us a lot of information. I think we know more about Xenoblade 3 than we know about Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild 2. So I'm very excited for the game. Like I've been watching that trailer over and over again. And you played Xenoblade 1, right?
Yes. I.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably should play Xenoblade 2 now.
Oh yeah. The thing is,
So,
I'm waiting for a physical version of it, actually be in stock, because I kind of want it in my collection and everything. So.
yeah, for sure. Like maybe you can find it used at like GameStop or something. Because like
Yeah.
when I got mine used, I couldn't buy mine. I couldn't buy it physically, and I don't know if they'd even print any more of that. So I would say maybe see if you can get it at like GameStop or something like the used. Because sometimes they may have a copy of it, right? So
Yeah.
like maybe if there's like some game store that sells these games near you, maybe you can like go there and take a look at the Captain TO Xenoblade. Yes, that is exactly how I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it too, because I really like Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that game was amazing. That to me is a really good game. Like I think Xenoblade 2 was good too as well, but like I like Definitive Edition more. I think that was a better game. But I'm very excited, and I can't wait until September. And
Yeah.
honestly, that's my birthday, so I'm probably gonna get that. And maybe they'll do a cool. Well, they probably will do a special edition, right? They've done one for every
Oh, yeah.
Xenoblade. So maybe I'll. Well, the thing is, I don't like getting those sometimes because they don't include the actual case, right? So I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that, but I hope this is something that more people take a look at because, you know, a lot of people are disappointed. They're like, oh, Xenoblade at the end, right? And I'm just like, you know, people need to, I think, play the series.
Oh yeah,
I was
definitely.
like one of those people where I'm like, I'm not interested, right? Like, what's it called? I wasn't really interested in the series. Like I remember watching the 2019 direct. I'm like, this more Xenoblade or whatever. And then I played
Yeah.
it, and I was like, what was I doing in my life? Like, why did I never play this before? You know? And because I played the Wii version originally, right? The Wii Xenoblade, and then but then I was like I think I played a little bit to kind of see if I would like it, and then I really liked it, so I ended up buying the definitive edition, right? And that's how I kind of got into the games. But yeah, they're really good. So if anybody hasn't played them, you know, definitely go and see if you can play definitive because that one always is on sale, right? So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to get a hold of, I think. But 2 and Torna, especially Torna, that one's really more expensive. Yeah, I'm very excited. So I think overall this direct is really good.
Let's go! I beat Titanic Ant.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep dying. Like, what is the tricks in Earthbound?
Okay, you kind of have to use the PSI moves, like PSI Rock. And did you unlock that yet with your
No, I'm at the beginning.
Yeah, I just got the first I guess you could consider this. Oh well, I mean like the first major boss of the game.
Yeah.
Reese caught a glimpse of a small, cute puppy. Reese's Soundstone recorded the melody of Giant Step. Even though it's Reese. Because sometimes on old games I have to put Reese instead of Reese.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just put Reese on the games.
Yeah, that's something that's why I use Anton, because it says 5. It usually always works on everything, right? I mean, I've very few games use 4 letters, unless it's some arcade game or something like Tetris, where it just uses that.
Oh yeah, the police officers, they're gonna beat up a little kid. Like, bro, have you seen the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm finally at the part. yeah, I mean, I guess next presentation probably have the Pokemon one, right?
Yeah. You know,
Pokemon
I'm kind of I'm
Xenoblade.
you know, I'm kind of worried that they're gonna release like a new generation of Pokemon or just do some like really low budget thing this year because Legends Arceus was amazing
It's really good.
and like
What I did, as I went back to Sword and Shield to kind of compare, and I'm like, no, 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 no,
yeah
no, no. Like, it's, like, I was like, okay, Sword and Shield was decent, but after, like, playing Arceus, then going to that to kind of see, I'm like, never again. Never again will I touch this game. It's so, like, it's rough. Like, compared to it, the movement's so just annoying. Everything is so much smaller too.
yeah
Like the towns are so tiny and there's nothing to see. Like the way the camera moves is so annoying, and even like the camera itself in the wild area, like it's really clunky. Like because you can't really move it on top of you or anything. Same with like the graphics and visuals. Like it's such a step like below Arceus, you know.
yeah
And I think that kind of shows like where we were with that game, and already like, I think our expectations were kind of tuned to that, you know, that game. So like, oh, this is what the Pokemon Company can do. But after seeing Arceus, it's like they cheaped out on Sword and Shield for sure.
yeah
And I hope they announce like more content for it because I think it could do with more content stuff. And I hope, and I'm trying to find shinies in the game, so I've been enjoying that. Although I haven't found one in a while, so yeah. But it's pretty cool.
yeah
I'm enjoying that game.
You know, one feature that I really like, this is on the topic of Earthbound, one feature that I really like about some RPGs is that, like, you don't have to fight the lower leveled enemies. Like, you can, it's like, it's in the Paper Mario games, like, with the,
Oh yeah, yeah.
certain badges do that in the older ones, and then it automatically does it in Origami King. And then they also do that, they also do it in, this game too, so I think it's pretty cool that they do that. So um yeah, so do you have any final thoughts on that Nintendo Direct?
I think it was pretty good, and yeah, I think pretty much the most controversial thing, or like the, you know, I think it would be like the Mario Kart stuff. I think that's the rule that kind of has everybody kind of divided, you know. But honestly, like I think it's pretty cool, you know. I think that's overall the thing that's pretty much the weird thing, you know. But I mean, at least one thing I do like about the Direct is that they didn't put a whole bunch of JRPGs at the same time. They kept things pretty spread out, you know. And a lot of them were really interesting.
Okay,
Especially,
I
like,
yeah,
the
I
hour.
okay, I had to do something for a second, but I'm back
All right, all
now.
right, all right.
So
But
but
yeah, I
yeah,
was saying it's cool. Like I'm glad they didn't put like a ton of JRPGs at the same time. Like it was
yeah.
really well paced. Like there was always something interesting going on. And even with the JRPGs that they had, they were really cool, like Xenoblade and
Yeah.
you know, you've got
And
like
I guess
the live game.
and you know, I guess Earthbound coming to the Switch also counts as that too.
Yeah. I know a lot of people forget that that's a JRPG, you know?
Yeah. Technically Paper Mario can be considered a JRPG also.
I mean, yeah, it technically is, right?
Technically, any RPG developed in
Pokemon.
yeah,
You know, I kind of hate when people are like, "Oh my goodness, look at all of these JRPGs," but it's like there are more JRPGs than you think. But I guess it's just the more generic ones, right? Or like ones that I think the problem is that there are so many things that they talk way too like long. Like I'm so glad. Remember last year when they announced that like last year was so strange when they announced that like volleyball thing, knockout
yeah,
city, and then
yeah, and then like it got
that
completely
was
forgotten.
so weird.
And remember I thought the trailer for it was actually pretty interesting because they had like characters based on different genres.
I don't know what that was. What were they doing?
Yeah,
Were they feeling extra creative that day? But like, it was really strange because everybody's like, What is this game?"
yeah,
And then it's like it cuts to something completely different. I don't know. I was really weird. Probably the game was pretty good, but like, well, actually, the problem with the game is that it's not free to play, but it's like, after you get to a certain time, then it's like level, then it becomes pay. So it's like, I don't know, that was a bit weird. If it was free, I'd be playing it, but I didn't really like that concept. But yeah, that was really weird. We didn't really have that like strange moment, except that MLB thing maybe was. I think maybe
Yeah.
something like that. But you know what? It was pretty solid, and I don't know what was really missing from this direct. I mean, there wasn't honestly anything that I was like, oh, we didn't see this, you know?
Yeah, but anyways, I thought the Direct was amazing. There were a ton of announcements. I feel like 2022 is stacked for Nintendo.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are like, oh my goodness, where were they all the announcements? I'm like, we have Kirby, we have now Switch Sports, we have
Yeah.
Fire Emblem, we have Bayonetta 3, we have Breath of the Wild 2, Mario Strikers, Xenoblade 3, and whatever else Nintendo will put in. You know, oh yeah, Mario Rabbids as well, that's coming out.
Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to go ahead and end the stream now. So thank you